Uh, Hello. Devesh, if you could confirm if I'm audible properly or not.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So, a very good evening, everyone. It's really wonderful to have you all here today. So, welcome to our BDM Capstone Made Easy session. We've got some awesome speakers who are lined up, who are ready to share their experiences and their tips of how they have tackled the capstone projects, the BDM capstone projects. So, you can learn a lot from them. So, but before we start our session, I wanted to quickly introduce myself. I am Afreen Gohar from the Student Placement Council. So, without any delay, let's get to know our amazing speakers. So, you might have heard about the HR Code HR Summit that was there on 1st of June. So, for the best BDM project that was awarded in this Code HR Summit, the second runner-up was Mr. Jaidev Deshpande. But unfortunately, sir is not here with us today because he's caught up with some urgent work. So he's traveling actually. And moving on to the first runner-up, it was Mr. Kartikayan. He's here. And Kartikayan is a gold medalist from Anna University in mechanical engineering. He's currently a technical lead for CAE automation at Stellantis. He has an experience of over 8 years in automation, and he's an expert in Python, Java, and he has both his bachelor's and as well as his master's from Anna University. He's worked with several big names in the automobile industry. Like he has worked with Ford, he has worked with MBRDI. So, sir, if you could just say hi to everybody here.
Hello all.
Welcome, sir. So,
Hello.
yes, and then we are coming to our winner, and our grand winner is none other than our own Abhijit Palit. So he's also a member of the placement council and a very dear friend of all of us. And Abhijit is from Bhagalpur, Bihar. So he has recently completed his diploma and he's now in his BSc level. So he started his journey back in January 2021 with the first batch, actually. He's from the first batch. So he has completed his master's in physics, particularly focusing on quantum physics. So Abhijit is gearing up to kickstart his career with a data scientist or business intelligence consultant. So his goal is basically to leverage data science to making informed and some effective decisions in technology and business, which we have actually, if somebody has read his BDM project report, then might have known how finely his work is. So his other than that, his mean interest in cosmology adds an exciting dimension to his journey. And his close friends knows that he is a poet. He writes poem, which is painful and also painful for us to read. So jokes apart, now let's hear it from our speaker. So I would want Kartika and sir you to first start. So sir, handing over this virtual floor to you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Arfin, for hosting it.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, all. Okay, so maybe Arfin gave me about a detailed introduction. So again, I need not to go ahead and introduce about myself. Yes, but let me give a short introduction. I'm Kartikeyan. I'm working a part of automobile as CA automation engineer for last 8 years. So yes, one thing I want to convey is all the industries what they are looking it up is, especially if you are coming out of your college, the main thing each of the companies look at is not your percentage, what project you did it up. So how you handle your project, that is a matter. Okay, so any of the industry will look in that front. Your question may come mostly from your project front only. Okay, so I request all of you to do your project in a very good manner, because IIT have given a provision to us to do that. Especially I want to convey my sincere thanks to Aditya sir and Ashwin sir. Okay, so their contribution is a key. Okay, without that, and one more thing is, as a data scientist, we are not supposed to look only into the data front. Okay, and the key thing is how we are impacting the business. That is a key thing. Okay, so now there is a big thing is going on in the industry front is how you can leverage a business using a data science. That is a key and most earning premises everywhere. Okay, so kindly consider this project as the most important in your career. Okay, and try to do something good in it. Okay, with that I will step into my project. I'll try to explain what we have I have did it up, and what are the things I have faced as a struggles while I am doing it up. Okay, let me start sharing my screen. Give me a minute. So once my screen is visible, let me know.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so sir, just 1 second. I would just take 1 second. I would also want to welcome Aditya Chandal, sir, Dr. Aditya Chandal, sir. He is an alumni of IIT Madras, and he's also the project and course instructor for the BDM course. So welcome, sir. If sir is here, sir, are you Aditya, sir? Are you here? Okay. Okay, sir. Kartika, and you can continue.
thank you. Okay, so the project what I have took it up is a miss. Okay, it's a small the restaurant like setup located in Shoringanadu. Okay, so the major concern is this miss have been started in the year 2023. So while I'm entering into this premises, it's only a 3 months old. Okay, so from there you can able to get an idea the big challenges in terms of data. Okay, they didn't have any enough data. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, so I'm trying to improve their business process and revenue improvement. That is my key wisdom in this entire project. Okay, so with that, let me jump into it. Okay, so the shop background is it's owned by a guy called Sundaramurthy, who is a NRI, came from UAE. Okay, it is located in Sholinganur Food Mall. So as I mentioned, it started in 2023. The current employee count of this miss is 8. Okay, so it's but one more big problem with this miss is near to that miss, the same kind of a food and other thing they are giving. The competition to this miss is very high. Okay, that is what the first initial lookout I get it from this project. So then with that, what I did it up is I went and sit with the miss owner. The major impact in this business data project is how frequently you are communicating with the business owner or business process person. That much will impact your project. Okay, so you can able to get lot of insight not only with the owner. You need to communicate more with the employees and other friend. What are the challenges they are facing it up, so that will even help you to improve the strategy, how the employee strategy can also be improved. Okay, so since it's a new venture, the primary concern are the low revenue and high wastage. Okay, so the miss is operating in a negative profit. Okay, so still the owner, what the communication owner have communicated to me is he didn't able to get any profit. No other statement he didn't give it to me. Okay, but how much he is going in loss, nothing he didn't know. Okay, and what I did up is the first important thing is he didn't have any data. I tried to streamline the data. Okay, to track how the inventory expense and how much he is procuring. Okay, and how much direct and indirect costs involved. For that I have made a template, so that will be seen in the next upcoming slides. And with that, I this is a problem of B2C. Okay, so the three problem statement what I took it up is first to leverage the business process, and next thing is I want to improve the revenue by 20% within 6 months. So out of that, 12% has been achieved. So and the food wastages need to be reduced by 10%. That we have achieved almost 8%. That's what we I have did it as part of this study. Okay, so let me go in detail how I achieved it. Okay, so the main first key thing is we didn't have any streamlined data. That is a key and a big trouble. Okay, so what I did it up is first thing is I make one template in Excel. So that is called data processing.xls template. Okay, so in that, let me open that Excel. So that to just to brief it in detail, give me a minute. So what I did is I sit with the owner. So what are the costs he's spending for lay out the kitchen? Okay. So since it's a 3 month old, he may take some loan from a bank. So how much interest in turn he is paying to the bank? Okay, that time putting it up, because again that need to be reduced from the profit, correct? And food court advance and layouts charge, because for setting up the franchise only they will give a shop, all the interior other thing you need to do. For that also you need to get some loan. And what are the utensils you are using in the miss, that is also we need to buy. Okay, so all these things I put it together. The first top three line item is nothing but how much I spent, how much the owner has spent to lay down the franchise. Okay, that's what we have put it up here. Okay, so and then what we have did it up is kitchen expense. Okay, how much the rent we are paying monthly basis, current bill, commercial, water and drainage cleaning. So all these
Sorry
things we have.
to interrupt, Mr. Karthikeyan. I think you're talking about an Excel sheet or something, right? So that is not visible.
Oh, sorry. 1 minute. Give me a minute. Again, let me stop sharing it up. There's a thing I will give an entire screen, okay? Because earlier I gave it a window. That may be the problem. Hope it's visible. The Excel is
Yes, sir.
visible to
Now
you.
now it is visible, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
So the
visible.
first tab is nothing but the initial setup and real estate cost. How much they are trying to spend. Okay, that I have tried to put it up. So this is based upon the oral dictation from the owner. I have tried to capture it. Okay. So then what are the labors, who are all his labor, don't worry about this as of now. These are the inference I get in the later month. So how much masters is there, a kitchen helper, food court supplier, and the customer service person and billing staff, I have put it up on the salary of the individuals. Okay, so he is spending almost 1,80,500 for spending to the employee salary. Okay, so then I made a template. Okay, the template is nothing but I get a menu card from the owner. I list down all the menus. Okay, whatever he is offering, and in menu type is whether it can be a lunch or dinner or breakfast. I have segregated that also. When it will be available and what is the actual price. Then I made a rough template. Okay, so for each of the day, I what is the quantity sold and revenue generated. This is a rough template that will be I'm creating from the whatever the menu we are offering. Okay, so then with that, but next thing is we need to make a dish we need an ingredient, correct? So I have created what I did it up is I sit with the master chef who is making a food. I sit with them and understood, so maybe for 10 or 20% for making a food, how much quantity he is putting it up. Okay, maybe for making a mutton gravy he need to put this or the ingredient, correct? I list down everything in my diary. Okay, so from there I consolidate what are the ingredient is required, how much a quantity is required. Okay, on each of the day I put it up. But one big problem is this misses making the food same on all the day as of now. Okay, so that's what the initial study I did it up. So this template based upon the discussion with the owner I made it up. Okay, this is the starting phase for my project. Okay, because I need to somehow derive the data to make some inference or to look something on a data. So that's what I did it up in the data processing excellence. Okay, with that again I'll move back to my presentation. So these are the tabs what I showed you. So then one good thing is the owner have hope you are able to see my presentation, correct? Again, so the quantity sold and revenue generated, there is an app they are maintaining. That app is called the Paid Puja app. So using a SQL query, I extract all the data. So that will give me each of the day what are the dish, how much quantity is sold, what is the revenue I'm generating. So that data I can able to get it up. So it will look somewhat like this. Okay, so maybe each of the day what are the things we are sold out and how much quantity, what is the total sale we are at. This through SQL query I get it from the Paid Puja app. So this is straightforward, this data is already available with it. Okay, so then what I did it up is I made on Python tool. So it's like app I made it up. Okay, so in that I passed this data processing template and the RSM is sales report. So then I have tried to make menu wise and day wise what is the sales report. Okay, so that is really required for me. Okay, from there only I can able to see some trend. Okay, even while you are seeing a BDM lecture, normally we will see day wise or day wise and quantity wise what are the sales is happening. From there only we can able to make a call. So that's the reason I made the template as my initial process. So with that, the Python tool will make a thing called data processed XLS. Okay, I will move on to the next slide. So the data processed XLS will look like this. Okay, so it will have this initial real estate cost, labor cost. This data will be same, but it will have a sales report. Okay, for the month of September. So what are the sales is happened for each of the quantity. This will get automatically filled because otherwise the owner need to spend some time to put all this data. Okay, so one more thing I'm trying to do it up as part of this project is how can I leverage the owner time. So in that case we can spend some time, very good valuable time on buying the things or doing something else. Okay, so that's the reason. So this app whatever we made it up, so that will help the owner to get an idea how much the quantity sold on each day. Okay, same like that I so this we will look into it later. Okay, so each of the month he can once he hit a button, it will automatically pre-populate all the data in the template. Okay, that's what it will do. So this is the next step as part of this development is did. This all these things is part of standardized process. So from once I put this data, what are the inference I get it up is how much menu offered in snacks, lunch, dinner, all these things I can able to see, and what is the revenue generated. Okay, this target and all, don't worry, that will be covered in the later slide. And what is the fixed cost I spend for labor, other costs and other things. Okay, so with this I can able to get lot of inference. Now I didn't have early, I didn't have any data from the owner. Now I made one template and made some tool to get all the data required for my study. Okay, that's what I did it. So any of the project, whatever you are taking it up, the first key thing is need to be this. They will not straightforwardly tell you need to make a template like this and that. Okay, based upon what the data they have it, how easily it can be converted within a minimal time to a better insight. That's what you need to think it up. Okay, so the data, bringing the data into the template, that is a key thing. So then other things will automatically come as a follow-up. Okay, that's what we will do it. Okay, so this is what the standardize the process to track the expense incurred. Okay, the second problem statement is now I want to improve our revenue. Okay, so the data processed XLS already I shown you. So now I didn't have a variable cost. Even owner is going and buying vegetables and other thing from somewhere. He didn't have any track on it. Okay. Now I need to track it up. But tracking it up, the owner is not ready to give me a data. He didn't know what is it. He will tell I 5,000 rupees I spent. Okay, to buy a vegetable and a grocery. That information only I can able to get it up. But how much he is spending on each thing I cannot able to get it up. So for that, what I did it up, there is a website called Vegetable Marketplace. Since all this project is carried out in Chennai, okay, so I have went to this website. It may have all the grocery, vegetable, non-veg, all the price will be available within this website. Okay, so what I did it up is I performed some web scrapping, okay, on top of it. So that is the code, whatever it is available here. So using a beautiful soap. So one more thing is whatever programming program part I learned it, I try to apply in this project. Okay, so that is another thing I did it up. So that will help me to get some very good hold on programming stuff, as well as it can do the things very faster for the owner. Okay, so using the beautiful soap and other thing, I extract all the information of the vegetable price. Okay, so there this website will have wholesale price, retail price and the shopping mall. The owner is buying from a retail. Okay, so what I did it up is I take the start and the end value. Okay, that means the minimum and the maximum value of the retail price. I put one random algorithm. So the random algorithm will generate a data for me, okay, automatically on each of the day. So this website will get refreshed on an everyday basis. So from that I can able to get a procurement price. I didn't stop only that, I put a wholesale market price also. Okay, so why, there is a reason for it, I'll let you know later. Okay, so the fixed cost is nothing but whatever we get it from the owner, kitchen rent, electricity bill, gas commercials, other things I have put it up together. And the variable cost is nothing but quantity given by master chef into the price that I have put it up here. Okay, then I need to do a variable cost calculation, correct? So because here now I have a price from master chef, I get it up what are the quantities required to make a dish. Okay, so I have written another Python routine. So all these things earlier I did it in Colab, but now I made an app for him to run it up. Okay, so that will help the owner. So now the data processor.xls will have each of the day what are the quantity is required to make the dish, and then as well as the vegetable and non-veg and grocery shop from a web scrapping. This together I calculate all the variable cost involved. Okay, so now I have fixed cost as well as the variable cost. So profit, how I will calculate the revenue generated minus all this price. Okay, that's what I need to put. I need to subtract all this price from the revenue generated, will give me a profit. Okay, so now I need to reduce. So all this is nothing but I try to extract the data for revenue calculation, but I need to reduce it. That's the insight I need to look into it. The first thing is how I can reduce the fixed cost. That's what I saw. Okay, so what is the thing is from the revenue, whatever it has been shown. Let me go to the next slide. The revenue is not that much as anticipated. Okay, so running this mess with two master chef is not at all required. Okay, why can't he run it with one single chef, and he can increase the salary of the person by 5,000. Okay, that will make the one more cook as happy. Okay, but there is sometimes there is a challenge, the master chef is fallen ill. Okay, then how we can able to operate in that case. But the owner of the mess is also is a very good he is also a very good chef. So if that is the case, if it is falling, he can able to manage that 1 or 2 days. That is a recommendation I suggest to him. Okay. And one more thing is the customer service we have put two guys. Okay, we need not to change the master chief and other thing, but in Chennai, like a metro city, we can hire a laborers on a contractual basis. Okay, so we have inquired few of the contractual company who is giving people on a daily basis. We had a discussion with them, and we based upon that it is like a daily wage. Sometime if I'm closing a shop, I need not to pay as a monthly wage. Okay, but the kitchen helper and other things, suppliers, okay, those things I'm not disturbing. Only the service people I'm trying to make it as a contractual, because master and the supporting person, that is needed. Because if I change the food taste and the quality, then that will it will reduce my customer bandwidth. Okay, so whichever is not directly dealing with customer, we are going for a contractual basis. So with these two things, from 1,80,000 to I reduced to 1,37,000 within 1 or 2 months. Okay, that's what we did it. Okay, and then the next thing is, the from the vegetable price whatever we get it up, I identify whichever is the top three contributor. So those things I'm buying for a more quantity, and the cost of them is a more. Okay, so what I did it up is, I have the wholesale price also have been tracked. Correct, if you see here, I tracked the wholesale price also. I So from this wholesale price, the owner can get the idea how much he can go and negotiate with the retail person. If he is putting high cost for some of the product, he may go and ask him to reduce it. Okay, so that will increase the negotiate power of the owner to go and negotiate on the various vegetables. Okay, and the third thing will be the revenue for each of the day. I try to look into it. If some of the day the revenue is not good, especially on the mid of the week or start of the week, the revenue is not good. Especially if you go to the end of the weekend time, the sales is quite good. So what I did, based upon that, the quantity whatever we are preparing also has been controlled. Okay, so that you can able to see on the variable cost. Okay, so how we can able to plan on it. So Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, the quantity of food what we are making it up has been drastically reduced. Okay, by seeing the wastages, and as well as what is the data has been flown. Okay, that's what is it has been done. Okay, so with this the profit, okay, has been improved by 5%. Okay, that means if the owner early has 100 rupees profit, now it has been improved to 105. That was its happened. So this only the data whatever I shown you, I did it for 3 months. Okay, but now based upon month on month with all this inference, he started improving. Now it now only just now only before a month back I met him and asked, it now only come to the positive state. Okay, from negative to positive. That's what it's happened. Okay, so I have even gave him a target. So each day what is that sales target he need to keep to improve the revenue. Okay, so and with that I made a recommendation system to the owner in Python. So that will web scrap the data from the website, and it will try to show the owner with these are the costs you need to go and negotiate to the vendor. So that will help. Okay, post that we did some trial on the other suppliers like Ninja Guard and other things, so they are ready to give the vegetables in a very less cost. Okay, but the wastage and other thing, there is some other drawback on it. Okay, but we are trying they are trying to manage with it. Okay, so this is what the improve has been improved by 20% within 6 months. Okay, whatever data I shown is for 2 to 3 months only in this presentation, but it has been drastically improved. The profit is improved by 5%. Okay, so with that, so if you see revenue is 12% within 3 months. Okay, that's what I want to share it with you. Okay, next is the primary concern is wastage. So what I did it up is here is I went. Okay, let me go to the XLS. So there is a two thing I did it up. The first thing will be let me go to this later. So the data processed XLS I went in. Okay, so in that in the month of September, so some of the item is not at all sold. Okay, whatever I'm happening. Okay, what I did it up is on each day basis. What I did up is I go and put it up in Monday. So all the consecutive 4 Monday, which are the item is not at all sold. I try to get all those lists. Okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like that. I try to get each of the day which are the item is not at all sold. Okay, so I try to get that list. So only if in all 4 Monday something is not sold, I am not recommending the owner, hey, you can skip out the process. It's not like that. So what I did is, if all the 7 days something is not at all sold out for an entire month, I'm recommending the first month the owner please exclude these things. Don't put it up as part of your preparation, because that is simply a waste of money. It will in turn improve the revenue as well as it will reduce the wastage. Okay, that's what the agenda I have proposed to him. So then With that, I didn't stop it. If I want to even track how much each of the quantity is based out, okay, so I made another Excel template and give it to the people who is handling the computer. On every day, end of the day, he need to put it up how much each of the item has been left out. Okay, by considering both this thing, few of the items has been recommended for exclusion, so that you can able to see from this graph. Okay, so this many items we have started reducing it up if it is not at all. Something can be derived also, maybe kottu parota will be a derived from parota, right? So if they can be make it as a ready-made thing, so those things and all he didn't went and neglected. Okay, but other than that, something the, especially this vella paniyaram and gandharapam, all these things is not at all sold out. Okay, why he need to put it as a snacks? Okay, so this kind of a conclusion has been made here. Okay, so this is what you need to collect the data. So the important key thing is the first how you are making the template to build all this case. It's a very key thing. Okay, so the first stage is really heart of the building a data. Most of the case, if you go to the branches anywhere, you will not get a data in a straightforward way. You need to build a data how it can be accommodate for all the cases. Okay, so that I have collected in a more meaningful sense. So that is the reason the remaining step I did it in a very faster manner. Okay, that will make me so in a good thing. Okay, especially this food wastage, I didn't bring it as my first point. Based upon the guidance from Aditya sir and Ashwin sir, why can't you can able to go on track? I add this as a key item. Okay, that will in turn give me a better insight in terms of revenue and food wastage. Okay, so hope thanks for your attention. If you have any query, let me know.
Thank you so much, Karthikeyan. It was actually very insightful, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise. So we would have our winner, Abhijit Palit, now as the speaker. Abhijit, you can take up.
Hi, thank you for a nice introduction, Afri. Uh, Karthikeyan, can you just stop sharing your screen? So, uh, today's session, I will also try, including my project, I also try to cover a few other aspects of BDM project that is there, starting with the BDM project introduction itself, and try to maximize what should be there and what should you do to get a major impact and the project in the project itself and to the business you are working with. So let's start with the presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. It's very visible.
Okay, so to start, the session is about the BDM project. So BDM stands for Business Data Management, and it's a capstone project. So as all the capstone projects are, capstone by its definition itself, a real world project. And for it, here we just apply whatever we learned in academics to the industry directly, and get benefit by testing our skills, and also the business get benefit from the same, like from the data analysis which you do, which is the primary objective of this project, I guess. Now, for a formal introduction, so what is this BDM Capstone project? Now, for all the foundation student and those who currently join this diploma level, so it is basically a project course in the diploma level of our degree, and it is of 2 credits. So, what is it's about? So, it is about the real world business problem solving through data management and analysis. Now, uh, this project actually has this application of data analysis techniques for actionable insights. Now, connecting some theoretical aspect, because the theory which we learn is quite ideal, and in real life scenario, we can just like idealism is like very rare, but we always get to have this practicality, and then practicality is comes with many things like many errors, many side things, and we actually have to connect the idealism uh, uh, with the practical or real life things. So has 4 stages and has multiple steps. So start with the proposal submission. Thereafter, we have this midterm report, and then we have to file this final report, and then we need to present whatever we do through a Viva. So it's like that, and obviously it's a end-to-end data science project from identifying the business problem itself, gathering the data cleaning, define the methodology which we are going to use, and then data processing, thereafter data analyzing and visualization, and thereafter generating insights from that analysis, and then suggesting recommendation to the business, and thereafter, if you want, you can also check the impact of the business. So in short, this whole end-to-end process is beautifully served with reports and PPTs at each step. Obviously, with strict recipe instructions as rubrics, the rubrics are quite strict. And apart from that, what's more is you get a hands-on experience on real-world data. You developed your critical thinking and problem-solving skill at like very exponential scale, and then you can also test your proficiency in data science and analysis tools, and you are also already also preparing yourself for data-driven industry, which is like the current set of industry 4.2, and it's obviously bridging the gap between the academic learning and industrial needs. So the next thing is did you really get it right? Is it like my first experience with BDM project when I just interacted the all those set of rules? I find it okay. It's just some making exercise. Sorry for the report making exercise. I will make some reports and very good. I'm good at documenting things, so I find it's very easy. And believe me, it is not that easy that I initially think about. And thereafter, what comes to my mind is that it is a theoretical data analysis assignment. I take some data, analyze it, and it's done. But it is not. Thereafter, I'll go to some businesses, like many businesses, to be honest. Then I find the struggle of getting data. Okay, now getting data is struggling, so I think I will fabricate some data sets and submit my project. There are many blah 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 or things that comes to my mind, and it's been a long journey of I guess 1.3 years. I first time registered for BDM project in May 2022 term itself, like the first when this project did, and I will able to complete it by December 2023. So it's a long journey, but it's worth it. So what is it? It is the obviously, as I said earlier, it is the real world data science and data analytics experience, allowing you to test and showcase your skills before entering the industry. You can also develop like softwares as Karthika and mentioning, or supporting infrastructure based on your expertise for hands-on practice and evaluation in the real world scenario for any business. Now, is this make you a great cook? Yeah, kind of. You can cook data very easily after doing this project. And is this make you a great writer, great writer and poet? And you can think because like the reports and rubrics associated, all those reports are quite strict. You need to like compress if you have long text and paragraphs to exactly meeting the number of words need. And if it is not meeting, then you also expand your content. So obviously, it's going to make you a good writer. Obviously, that what in the industry needed. And what else? Yes, you are like this project. If you can make some impact, going to be very good one for your CV. And even you can test all, as I mentioned earlier, all the skill set you are learning in this degree uh, to the industry before entering the industry itself. Uh, the next is that we can do a simple activity to make it interactive. So I'll ask what whoever there, you can just like we can give 2 to 5 minutes here. Just find a problem now and here, whatever you seeing in this session, like whatever you can see in the Zoom meet around your laptops, around your surrounding yourself. You just like it can be bad, it can be nice, it can be very nice or complex. All works. Just find one problem, put it over the chat or unmute and speak. So there are some motivations for you. You can read out to it and take this activity. I hope I get two responses. It works. Subrat said, "My room is a mess. Everything is scattered." Okay, now next, it's a huge problem for everyone, like everyone at our age. What next problem we have? I forgot things easily. Okay, it's also a problem. Ravina said this. And who else? Yeah, guys, you can mute yourself and speak to me. Make it interactive. Huge spaced repetition. Okay, it's also a problem. There's a lot of dust coming in my room. I should really close the windows when I am not in the room. Okay, there is a problem and a solution as well.
There's a
There is
problem
corruption in.
like we have lot of things to do, lot of projects to do, and we have less time.
Okay, now it's a time problem. Yeah, we need to build some time machine or something to slow down. Or other way, we optimize our work schedule and time management to keep it. There is a lot of corruption in India. Okay, this is a huge problem. Uh, I take a lot of times making notes. Okay, it's a problem and be solved. My YouTube channel on anime animation has no viewers in India. Sure. I get bored with maths easily. Okay, and then I am lazy now. I am also lazy audio, but it's a problem for us. All viewers are foreign. Okay, Aryan said, and then Ritik said, "Lol, I need a proper lead management system for international leads." Some it feels it's like the problem is more doable, but actually all the problems are doable. We just have to frame it in a right way. Using mobiles for hours, same problem. Srivastav, that's Kaya Puja Srivastav, Raju. I think. Okay, Viswajit says there any sample copy how to articulate the project? Yeah, there are, I guess. Sir said some copy. Motivation deprived. Okay, there are motivation lines for you. So there are a lot of problems we can find everywhere, like oh, like can be anything. It can be anything, and obviously, much of the problems first seems insolvable. It's like you find those problems, okay, like cannot be solved. But it is not the case when you are learning data science. Like every problem has associated data with it, and if we just analyze the data correctly, we get the solution. So now, I'm not going to the codes. It's just for your motivation, guys. Now I'm coming. The biggest problem that you are going to face in this project, it's hustle for the data. So finding a business, it's like uh, very critical. First conversation with the owner, it's way more critical, and then direct rejections. Like in this my 1.3 years of journey, I got reject. I actually visited near 100 businesses, and in those 100 businesses, 80 direct rejected after the first conversation. Not first conversation, so they just directly rejected. And then when some of them just say, okay, we can do the project and go move on with it, they said, we do not have data. We just not have data or something, anything. Even they are like dealing in crores. I remember an incident in, I guess in December 2022, when I visited like 200 kilometers for this project itself, in a near town. So they have this mining business and all, like they are a very big business and they are actually making revenue in crores. But they said they did not maintain any data. They do not actually maintain any data. They just do all the intuitive calculations and run their business on. So that's where like I find okay, now they are dealing in crores and they have no any proper standard practices they are maintaining. And again, when some companies have these data sets or industry have this data set, specifically in the unstructured side of the business, like my problem is I from the initial days, I when I actually learned about this thing correctly, the BDM project, I find that I should do it in the unstructured business still, because it is where the more challenge come, and it is where this project the project has more requirements and needs. Okay, now for the unstructured data set is a huge mess, but then again, when business owner is like, or the business representative is ready to share the data, may even it is unstructured, there are ways, as Karthikeyan mentioned, we can like change or transform it to some structured data for processing. Now again, when it comes to data sharing, then you find that many uh, almost all business owners, either they are structured or unstructured, they feel this spectacle about this data sharing thing. And also, mostly the unorganized sector businesses are very stereotype about sharing data. And so, the solution to it, what I have realized that now every business owner or everyone associated with the business has two things in scarcity. First, obviously, finance and resources, and the other is time. So when they are sharing or giving time, then they want something in return. Okay. Now, if you in the first meet itself, it's something that I can bring you something in plate. For my case, I actually built some many things, including their own website. I'll talk about this later. So I have to offer the things. What I am going to made you if you are sharing the data and if you are giving time to me. So do that. In the first page, make them understand this is your problem, and this that is how I going to solve it. And like intuitively guess it there. Maybe your first guess in the first meeting may not be correct for the problem statement or for the application or the thing, the infrastructure that you're going to make them, but pitch it there only. Okay. Business owner should feel that okay, it is necessary and required, and if this thing or this analysis guide over my business, then it will be going to add a huge lot of value to me. So this is where the hustles of the data end, because the thing is that like for the initial some businesses, I just go to them, ask for the data, I have this project, I show the authentication letter that I got from the BDM project team, but it's of no worth, because for them what matters is that how their time is justified and how the resource sharing in terms of data sets is just so justify it. And and the next is I have one more small activity, just last one and very small one. So it is like how should you collect data if someone do not have any data set, or some business do not have any data set, or the data set they have of no meaning. So just a glimpse of it, how data is surrounds you and data is all ever around. Now I want you to just make a simple Google sheet or Excel sheet with just two columns. One column you can mention the time. Like the timestamp with 10-minute differences. You can mention it from now itself. Like now is I think 2020. So and number of participant we have in this meet. So currently we have 65 participant, and track the number of participant at every 10 minutes interval. We will talk about this at the end of the project, and I will explain how can this just a simple data collection you can transform into some good problems and can get very good insights. So here to quote very prominent physicist and and mathematician as well, and statistician as well, uh, uh, P.S. Laplace. So it's actually a very big quote. I just picked few lines from it. It said that if an intellect were vast enough to submit the whole data to analysis, like everything we have, every data of every atom, every like it's everything we have, the future will become just like the past and would be present before our eyes of the intellectual side. So with the biggest thing with data is that we can actually predict the future, what is going to come. We can simulate, we can understand. So before making any mistake, we know that this thing going to happen. So that is the part where why this data science going to be in the industry 4.0 and uh, becoming very crucial for the industry now. So uh, please do this activity and we'll get many insights at the end of the session. Now I'll coming to my project itself. So my project is around the textile manufacturing industry, and it is a multi-generational industry. So initially they are just Weber, but in 2005 they formally registered it as a manufacturer of silk product. And initially they are only like dealing in B2B segment. And later on, when new generation joined, they diversified their business into B2C. It is very recent, in 2020, around the COVID time, to extend their business. And for this B2C, they are producing the traditional Indian attire, basically kurtis, saris, kurtas, and all those, because their core business is in silk and belong to Bhagalpur, and Bhagalpur is like very it hosts a very ancient silk industry. It's famous for its Bhagalpuri silk, which is also called tussars. So they are just Weaver. They are not like very big industry or something initially, but after this B2C scaling, their revenue actually boosted from 30 to 40 lakh, where when they are dealing in B2B to 5.5 crore in the first financial year itself uh, di- um, after this diversification or expansion. Now they are actually selling using the marketplaces like digital marketplaces we have, Meesho, Flipkart, Amazon, and all. So let's see what happened with this business. So actually, this is not my presentation that I presented during Viva. I like arranged this for this specific session. So I actually, when the honor comes to me, like Anukul Sahani, his name was. So he said that he was actually struggling with some theft issue by their employee, and he just want me to quantify. And he was approaching me because actually I approached him in September 2022, just a year ago, when they are like at very high revenue and their business is very stable. So when he approached me, he just want to quantify the all the thefts, which they initially suspected it's about 7 to 8 lakhs only. And it's a slow scale employee theft, so they are actually stealing pieces in number like very small numbers like 10 pieces, 12 pieces. But it's also matter because silk kurtis and silk all those silk products are of very high cost. And the thing is that by scaling their business, they then also not adopt any kind of data maintenance thing or any standard practice that should be there with a business operating at like 5 6 crore of revenue. So when I visited their business, I actually find this is more than just quantifying the loss or theft. So I actually like uh, build these 10 objectives. First, to optimize the supply chain, and then assess and address the inventory discrepancies, then tracking and analyzing the stock disciplines. Thereafter, clarify uncertainty in finance and impact, optimizing the accountability and debt management. Outsourcing partner, and they have this outsourcing partner like tailors, and I will show the supply chain, I'll explain. Outsourcing partners and vendor reliability and challenges in sales through retail marketplaces. And thereafter, potential risk analysis and compliance. Thereafter, risk management, crisis handling, and long-term sustainability for the business. Basic glimpse on the market research. And then thereafter, I have this SWOT analysis, which is basically my optional objective of the impact of digitalization and retail marketplaces on cottage and small scale industry in semi and unorganized sector in tier 2 3 cities in India. Okay, so these are the problem statement that I have prepared. As Karthikeyan said, the owner never because they never know what is the problem. If they actually know this is the problem, then they might have some solutions with them. They just said, okay, this is basic problem, optimize my revenue, or they said I have like labor shortage, or they said that we have this problem, that problem. But actually you need to think more deeply what like by understanding the business, that what other correlated problems it may have, and reconfirm with the business representative or owner with whom you're talking with that is this also a problem? So they at that time may say, okay, maybe it's a problem, but we don't know or something like that. But stick with that problems if you find just maybe only. So next is going to the analysis part. I will not cover my whole project because it's not possible due to the time constraint. I will move quickly from here. So for the data sets are completely unstructured apart from the meso sales data that I have from the marketplace that they use to sell their clothes. And like they actually maintain all the data. I will show some pictures thereafter in diaries, purchase, like that is the condition of like for truly said a grocery store will maintain more clear data than this business that I am working with, because their diaries are so clumsy that even after making a AI application to detect all those columns and fields and get into a structured data set, it is like it's not worked. Like they are so clumsy and so messy. So I literally have to enter all like more than like I guess 16,000 data points in a Excel set to work with. So the methods I'm going to use in that I used in this project are process capability analysis using a flowchain diagram, descriptive statistical analysis over different sets of data that I have, man Whitney U-test, t-test for statistical analysis and establishing the fact. Thereafter a run chart analysis, regression analysis, financial ratio and return chart analysis, and also try to forecast the ARIMA and ASCII time using ARIMA and ASCII time. Thereafter, obviously, the series analysis, correlation analysis, and Monte Carlo simulation. Apart from that, a root cause analysis is there, reliability and satisfaction analysis of employees and vendor, customer segmentation, and basic market research on and competition overview. And thereafter, the SWOT analysis that I initially talked about as my optional objective. Uh, Now, numbers tells the story. If you just look closely over the graph, this is it is not my exact presentation that I presented in the Viva. It's like especially tailored for this session specifically. You will not find this connected with like objective and it's very much smooth. So I just try to present whatever the work I have done. Now, if you just look at over this graph, you will find these columns represent the discrepancies or disappearance of stock during over months. Okay, now I have data from June 2022 to September 2023. So you'll find that this bars around 44,635 pieces are actually disappeared in June 2022. Now for this calculating this disappearance, I actually take the input, I subtracted the output and check the variance. Now after like input and also adding the inventory and then subtracting the output, we just only left with the discrepancies or the disappearance of the stock. So we'll very closely find this in March 2023. The employee, whatever the employee is actually able to disappear or 100% whatever the input coming to the business. So at that time, the owner realized itself that there is something fishy happening in their business, and they actually fire the employee, those employees, and then you will find that all those graphs gone, all the discrepancies goes to zero. So this intuitively clear that one of the two employees which they fired is the real culprit for this all disappearance or disappearance of stock happening. The next we have few graphs and one graph seem to check on the stock disappearance over time. It's kind of the same that you seen earlier. You'll find that in the June it's a peak, and obviously in the March month it's the like largest peak we have. I also check a regression analysis over the impact of discrepancies on the product return and cancellation. So to intuitively analyze that, if the product return and cancellation is like more and it is correlated with the discrepancies, then there might be some like illegal competitions or illegal competition practice happening there. Maybe the employee is connected to some of their competitors and causing this theft. because increasing return and if it is correlated with the discrepancies directly implies that the employee not only stealing the stock but also hampering the business uh, uh, intently. So thereafter, I'll check all those employees who are like currently working with the business, and it's like basically a survey kind of stuff, and where employees self and the employer both give some points over some columns that I mentioned, and as per them, I create this bar chart, and in the bar chart, I took just the average for the mean line, and all those who below mean line, I said that they are not very much reliable, and you probably fired those employees. They are like these names you can find this stuff and Damru and all. So and also I checked this over the trend line that difference after 2% whatever the inventory discrepancy is happening and its difference with the vendors they have. So vendors like outsourcing partner, is there any correlation with them that if they are involved in it, like the outsourcing partners are involved in this discrepancies? So here I also find this as like a positive trend and highly correlated. It's also clear when I look at these diaries. So here you can see that they are these are the like maintain diary maintenance for the outsourcing partner only. In the 10th March 2023, they are like taking 131 meter, and they are like in on 11th March they are like 51 long pieces of kurti. And then again when the months end, they actually added this 154 long pieces and 385 meters of cloth. They are like showcasing like this kind of manipulation all over their diet. It is very clear that the outsourcing partners are also entering into that business and actually actually giving the business false bills. So I'll also look over the uh, their reliability analysis. So here I find that almost 50% of the outsourcing vendors have their high discrepancies in their uh, sorry uh, eh, in their like attitude or what you can say. It's like this analysis is also taken by the like how they interacted with me during my meeting with those stakeholders. And I took a secret. I am actually taking secret survey, and thereafter I also confirm those with the owner itself. Now the next thing is that I check over the diversity, like their depth accumulation, and it's like correlation with or it's like the impact of this discrepancies or disappearance with the depth accumulation over the time. So you will find here that these dots are actually the depths they are taking in each month, and this line actually shows the discrepancy amount of discrepancies basically. So initially it's like a 4.5 lakh in the June month, and they are actually taking in I think around okay no this actually this y-axis shows the depth and loans over some months. So they are in the June month they take like 4.5 lakhs of loan, and there is like 20 lakh disappeared from their stock by them. And it's graph like clearly like apart from this August 2022, it clearly goes up until it's still going up till the March 2023. And with each bubble size increase, they are actually trying to balance their business, thinking that their capital is in market, and if they take some depth, they will improve their business and it will strengthen the business as well. So that is the very much bad thing with the intuitive calculations. And like the on top of that, their debts are maximum in the unorganized sector, which is like of very high interest, and only they have like this 35.3% in the organized sector. uh now like being ahead quickly, so I actually check all over the financial uh, data they have, like whatever they actually use to maintain for tax filing, which is not their exact data. So here I actually uh, whatever this like CA firm they are associated with, I sit with them and fabricated some, not fabricated, but whatever the actual business figures are there, I'll just put it there here and do some this financial ratio analysis to get hold on the how business is performing in the September 2023 and in past in July 2022. And you will find that in July 2022, the graph is very healthy, and in September, it is very much deteriorated. Again, I'll go and check over this some forecasting using Arima, that whatever in the with the expected revenue, how much the business going to grow or like drawn, or with the actual revenue, how much like it is going to drawn. So with the actual revenue, it is actually going to drawn within 2 months of the September by November 2023, set through the Arima and other forecasting that I did. And if, and again with the expected revenue as well, their business is running like this. Expected revenue I calculated using the input thing and whatever the market or the trend they have initially from July to December. So still their business is running, and this is obviously here it is very clear that the business is not maintaining data, and that is the not maintaining and not doing proper practices, and that is only the reason their business is drowning. And apart from that, that this theft and discrepancies only accelerated that process. So here same with like I try to predict in for the May 2024 condition, the condition persists, what's going to be with the business, what is going to be with the business. And now thereafter I'll take a simulation over Monte Carlo and also check their sustainability score over time to get hold on what are the practice they are doing, or whatever the market things, or whatever the clothes or the design of clothes they are selling on those specific period, to check their sustainability scores. And I recommended please do these practices where you find these peaks. And through this Monte Carlo simulation, I suggested them they should maintain around like 3.5 lakhs of revenue with around 10% of, sorry, 24, I guess 30% about of ROI. If they able to maintain the minimum amount, sorry, the minimum of that much, then their business may able to sustain in some period of time. But from that, like a basic customer segmentation over the states their business is around, to get hold on which other states they will need to focus more. And the next is about this which are the period is a more favorable, and they should uh, like invest their resources accordingly. And the final is that I actually go through their whole supply chain process and try to identify the loopholes. The first loophole is this: there is like closed loops, and this yellow dots are actually employees. Same employee represents same color, and you felt this yellow dot is all over around the supply chain. So it's actually very bad practice to like submit a business entirely to one employee. And here it is what happening. And actually that the employee that they able to identify in April 2023, and here also get identified using the data. They actually able to set up his own business. Now this his own business inside this business. That's why they are like so he's like able to stole that much amount of money. And the money that I able to calculate, it's like a very detailed one. The flow chart is. I will not get into the details now. So his name was actually Sumit Kumar. I am consented with the business to take his names, and he allowed. So
This is
I'm
a very
mentioning
good
directly.
flowchart. Which app did you use to make this flowchart?
Figma only.
It
Figma.
okay.
Figma. Yes.
Can you mention in the
So
chat box in case possible?
Afin, can you do that?
Yes,
Have
definitely.
mentioned. So now, if you like look over the graph, then we'll find this the point of thefts are three. And here is the one when the actually the raw fabrics are going for tailoring, and tailors are outsourcing partner. This blue rectangles are outsourcing partners. So they have this finishers outsourcing partner as outsourcing partner, weaving designers as outsourcing partners, and tailors as outsourcing. The first point of theft is happening here only when the raw fabric is going to the tailor. And what Sumit Kumar actually doing is that just pick this raw fabric and go to the tailor. He gives them, tailored it, and then get back the final clothes to his home and sell. So the second point of theft is here when when the product is actually coming from tailor to going to the final storeroom, and in the way he actually like in the way where it's not yet cleared from the data, but data set in this in this process also huge amount of money or product is stolen. And then the final stealing is happening in this point number three, where actually from the final goods, things are getting packed and sell to the courier services they had or the customers they had. Now here, when like Sumit Kumar is involved in packing and supervising it, so what he used to do is that for his business, for his whatever the business he built inside that business, packed his own orders and fulfill it from the storerooms only and sell it to them. So actually, no one can get hold of it. Like they are like actually selling like 1,200, 1,300 pieces each day. So it's very hard to get hold which piece is for of whom. Like and that's the reason that at the first point he actually would like say approximate numbers like it's 12 lakh and then it's 10 lakh 50,000. I have the all the Excel sheets and calculation. I will not go deep into it. And thereafter, in the third point, he actually able to stole it's 49 lakhs. And the initially what the business owners suspecting is like 7 to 8 lakhs only, and the amounts turned to be 71 lakh 50,000, which is only an approximation. It is a like basic RCA of theft. Why this theft happens? Obviously, the data maintenance is poor, and to add apart from that, their employees are like have low average scores for employee satisfaction because their wages are also very low. So there is like both side of thing, and there is a like obviously inefficient and loopholes prone supply chain they have. The environment of business is very unprofessional, and then competition is like from or illegal practice from competition is also one of the part. Management is also very much unstructured and not of very much standard. So these all added up to theft. Now next is that what I suggested to be simplified as my recommendation, like why these things are happening using these basic five questions. So basically five whys. So why is there discrepancy in the inventory? Obviously, the theft of stock by employees. Why are employees stealing stock? So obviously lack of proper accountability and oversight in the supply chain. Why there is a lack of accountability and oversight? So obviously insufficient business operation and a semi-organized approach to supply chain management. Why our business operations are insufficient? Obviously, it nailed down to lack of structured data maintenance and standard operation procedures. The next one is why is there a lack of structured data maintenance and standard operating procedures? The business did not implement robust system and procedures, leading to mismanagement and theft of resources. So what should they do? I recommend it just like very simple way. Just just sort it, set in order, and then sign. Thereafter, you can standardize your systems and to be clear with these five S, I have recommended their urgent recommendation and some long-term recommendation. Few of them are like these are not the total, but present in the project or this session. First, to replace employees whose score are less than average. File a legal suit against Sumit Kumar. Implement proper security measures over supply chain. Adopt a system of data maintenance and hire professional accountant to serve for it. Diversify the depth in the organized sector because when you have used depths, because they are actually on a depth of 80 lakhs when I'm going to that business and it's like unaccountable. So also can apply for the Startup India. I also recommended them to apply for the Startup India scheme under MSME and log into Udyami Mitra portal for business consultancy and organized sector loan. Because this whole MSME concept comes to support these kind of industries initially on. And thereafter, just go for a change in USP by introducing new design and go for debt settlement with tailors or who have below average scores and have discrepancies in their record. And I also include using this Monte Carlo simulation, uh, recommend them to uh, their monthly revenue should lies over the 3.75 lakhs with a ROI of 0.30 to avoid any serious risks they can. And in long-term recommendation, obviously they are like robust inventory management system, employee training programs they can establish, data management practices they can enhance and implement regular audits and checks, explore security measures, optimize the supply chain processes, strengthen the vendor due diligence, and enhance employee satisfaction, foster continuous improvement culture, and obviously the most important one is to invest over self branding because these marketplaces are not actually that much reliable because they involve these third party integrations with shipping partners. And actually, I post this project, I analyze the business for their is there any other lacks in the or loopholes in the business. So we find that there are lacks in the through the marketplaces as well. The product that actually shown in the data are returned are actually not reached back to the business, and it's lost in somewhere in between. That's the one more issue that is there. So self branding through websites or the whatever the social medias are there is like the best one for them that I recommend. Uh, so now for impact of digitalization over traditional businesses. So it's basic SWOT analysis that the insight I get through interacting this business. Think the strength that digitalization brings to these traditional style businesses is that the market's reach and visibility through online platforms such as Meso and all. Opportunities that bring it's like high increased sales, customer engagements, and diversification of revenue streams. Uh, and apart from that, this proper analysis, risk utilization, and crisis management are possible through digital. The weaknesses it have this is must need strict data maintenance and structured management for profitability and posing challenge if not properly implemented. The complexity may have hazardous for uneducated or traditional business owners. The threat it poses is that the transitions or to digital platform introduce cybersecurity risk, potential for serious debts because these are very high cost platforms, and high cost in the sense when you signed up to this platform you actually get many much orders and your revenue boosted up like high, but again to fulfill the order requirements uh, and their other policies they have, it's like you have to invest cost and challenges for an uneducated and older business owner exploring this domain. The next, the impacts that I able to made in this during this project period, which is actually lasted for September 2023 to December 2020, is that the business actually able to sustain, which is not a chance by the data I have seen initially. So the actually in the November itself, the business from which is has this revenue down in the September itself, their revenue was around 3-4 lakhs, I guess, which is initially have in the year 2022 it's like around 30 to 40 lakhs per month on an average. So in the November it's like boosted to 12 lakhs, and then further in the December 2023 it boosted to 50 lakhs. And actually the business able to like back to their turnover by March 2024, like ending of this 2023-2024 financial period, around 4 crore something. Is good. And thereafter, the project resolved the miscalculated sunrise credits and totaling approximately of 20 lakh. Those miscalculated sunrise credit that you have seen in those diaries of tailors and other, there are other partners and stakeholders involved as well. So actually, they were able to save or settle this 20 lakhs from them. And it is more actually, not just like quoting 20 lakhs. Thereafter, a legal suit is filed in the district court against Sumit Kumar. And this project actually support them for debt repayment through debt diversification first in the organized sector, and whatever they have in this organized sector, I actually recommend them to for go for debt restructuring, because their EMI loads are quite high and debt restructuring is much needed. The next is that business is now like very nicely increasing, focused on establishing its own brand. And obviously to be added, like this project also boosted their morale, uh, and all the stakeholder involved in it, because the setup with this tier 2, tier 3 or village and cottage industries they are very highly dependent on the local market. And if anything bad happens to the business, then it actually directly impact uh, like with many things, like other businesses does not able to give them resources, or like say like give them the supplies and all. So by seeing by like observing this project, they actually get these kinds of help as well. Now, the point that I also want to add here about exploring the unexplored. So there is what I feel in this whole 1.3 years of BTM journey and interacting with many businesses, specifically for from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities and village and cottage industries in India, that they are like very much unexplored. Unexplored in the sense they have this high revenue of 5 6 crores, and they are still doing calculations intuitively, and they are they are not able to maintain or sustain their business, or whatever the potential they have is like not fully explored. And as you all know that the whole set of like villages industries and village economy is the roots to our Indian economy. So if there is a chance that you should go and explore and do project over this unexplored businesses, then you will find these insights, and it will very much of help to them as well, because there is also this technology gap, and like they are very disconnected with whatever the standard practices, whatever the new technology available in the market. I think we already heard about chat GPT and all, because we belong to technological domain. But you will find when you go to these businesses, and business owners around 30 and 35, they actually not know that any such thing exists. Not just GPT, like all business tools as well. They even like just they what they just know is now there is some tally. So most of it they know the tally accountancy software, and apart from that, Excel is there. There is a technological gap. And there are also like this policy awareness, like lack of policy awareness. Small owners are very skeptical about government policies, because they feel that something bad happens to them if they and they are not aware as well, like these policies are there, like these MSME schemes and all. Market access is also limited. Thereafter, this informal business practices are there, record keeping, legal frameworks are not present. Persistence engagement is what is the overcoming rejections. Okay, now persistence engagements is also like very less. Now trust building, we need to build trust, because like they are very skeptical about everything, which like tends to question or talks around their business. They just want to keep their business secret, if even if it is not that much secret or business, which is very intuitive to the people who are in the industry, or even not in the industry but living in tier 1 city or tier 2 city. Uh, So the next one is that obviously the educational gap and technological gap I already talks about. Financial constant funding is very limited. They have very limited sources, and most of them are from organized sectors, and most of them are from unorganized sector. And this unorganized sector has very high set of interest rates and all those like uh, rules and things that they like set by themselves. So it's also kind of a trap for the small scale businesses and small scale industries. Infrastructure issue is always there. So it's all because of infrastructure issue. So what I am pitching here is that like if like think like just move around yourself. If some of you have this entrepreneurship like mindset within you, just pick up very small problems. Do it a medium project over it, and then you can just scale those projects to an entrepreneurship opportunity. And actually, small things makes big difference. You just like work on those things, those small things. You can actually make big difference. Sorry. So small things actually makes a big difference. So that you can like this BDM project actually provide you platform to explore all those parts. And so I request you to just explore on the unstructured side of the business, on the small scale businesses that we have. Convince them. It is more hard to convince an structured than a structured business because they are very spectacle about one or other thing. Now, for convincing, just give them facts and justify their time and sharing the resources as in terms of data. And that's the only 2 3 points that you need to pitch in first meeting. Just don't go and say that you want data; they will not. The next is like we can discuss on the activity. So any one of you like yes, sorry, Puneet. So any one of you like done the activity that
Anyone can just unmute themselves, and if they want to
and
speak, they can also regarding the activity.
Which activity are you talking about?
uh, uh, I actually asked everyone to make a Google Sheet or Excel with 2 columns, one with timestamps with 10 minutes interval, and then put the participant count in the other column so that we can like get a insight on how can we collect data and uh, how can you generate insight from even if I guess not. So the crux that I want to mention through this or convey through this activity is that data is all around you. You just have to like make it in a way or think it in a way in a perspective that that is enough that in variables. Basically, I'm like just mentioned 2 variables: a timestamp and number of participants. So now what can you deduce from this 2 columns is that it's the sentiment of this session. So it is very intuitive. The session goes very long. It's not like it's
Like it
going to
also
be a
depends,
30
right?
minutes.
Because there are a lot of sessions. So, like there is a Java session or something going on right now. So
Uh,
there is
it,
overlap. There is assignment
yeah,
deadline.
there
So
is
the session is itself
exactly.
very good, right?
I agree. Now, the point I'm making, the first intuition you can get from this going down numbers is that you can like check the sentiments, and then also you can from the numbers of the participant itself you can also think that this like all the improvement that you can get like I go through the PPT, and at each interval some numbers of drop happen. So by that you can actually intuitively guess that here is a big jump. And now, as as there is this big jump here, now this section is quite boring for the people. Might be boring for the people. There are other obviously in real life scenario there is never some ideal we cannot expect any ideal situations. There are always this as Ritik mentioned that there are other sessions might that influence these sessions as maybe we can again check the schedule and say okay now this session started at this point of time and we have this drop of participant from the session. So it says that okay now the session is actually not boring, but there are other constraints which, so that's how we actually analyze the data and connect the ideal situations with real life scenarios. and which is very much
Regarding the
necessary.
regarding your project, if you can allow us to ask some questions which can help us
Sure,
complete
sure, go
the
on.
project, can we ask?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I have one question. Like, I have two questions basically. One question is like, since your data had a lot of numbers, like which you got from the industry, and especially Bhagalpur, what is this famous for silk industry, if I'm right?
Yeah.
You mentioned. So, like, do you have like some kind of an experience in this industry, because the data is very huge, and since we have like got only one semester, like since the students who want to complete this project in 3 months, what would be your advice? Because this kind of data what you've collected in 1 year may not be really collected by students in 3 months, or maybe even in period of 6 months. So do you have any experience in this particular industry? Because your insight is very great, like all your charts were like very beautifully designed, and the data presentation was very mesmerizing. Second thing, what I want to ask you is, like, since you already had some exposure of, or somebody else, if there is somebody from BDM team here, like maybe any instructor or any TA, I want to ask, like, since I am also focusing on a small shopkeeper, at the same time, that person is unorganized, is in the unorganized market, tier 3 city, and it is majorly an interview method. So, what kind of advice will you give me when I'm focusing majorly on qualitative data? It won't be the quantitative data, and it will not have this kind of visuals which will attract the and get me good marks basically. So what kind of advice would you suggest? These are my two questions.
Now, first to correct, like you will actually BDM gets you if you are like not doing in the one semester. Once you registered with BDM project, you actually get 8 months to complete it, I guess. And the next part is this whole data set is actually collected within the 3 months because I am interacting with the business from September 2023, and the project tenure is up to December 2023. The next is for your specific query. I want to set that set with the business because uh, in this 3 months of period, I actually invested nearly every 2-3 hours with the business. It's my like daily routine that I will that I dedicated is 2-3 hours to the business itself, and it's like sometimes it's more as well, like 6 hours, because that time I don't have any other subject apart from the medium project and maths project. So actually decided to do it in a way that my 1 year is justified, that I invested in just finding business. So now to quantify the data set that you are talking about, you have qualitative data or survey thing. You first if this is the business you are talking about, they have they actually not maintain any data. Am I correct?
They don't have any data, they don't have any Google presence, they don't have anything.
There is just a song.
Yeah,
So
just a
just
shop, but the shop is 37 years old.
okay, now just give them some like make some simple column sheets, 1, 2, 3 column sheets around the business problem you suspect the business have or the business owner convey to you. 2, 3, 4 column sheet, takes the printout and give them to the business owner and collect 2, 3 months of data. So 2 months of data is sufficient to do this project, I guess. And if you are like collecting it on order basis or transaction basis, then it will be okay. Even you are collecting it on daily basis, like daily that much transaction happen, and this was the this product will they sell and they are of that much of rate. So that is fair enough. Or what like just illustration. I not know your problem. So just illustrating that you can just give them some printed Excel sheets and ask them to fill it and fill it up and also state why this filling it up or giving the time will actually help them solving their problem. So every time you ask from the business for something, try to justify it. If you able to justify it, it's done. And apart from that, when you are surveying things, when you're talking to them, make notes. This will actually helps like for my employee reliability analysis and vendor reliability analysis. I actually never shared some forms to them because I know if I share some form to them and give them some variables, they will put as they wish to put. and it is not the actuality. Instead, I just go to them and talks in questions, like just to analyze what may be the perfect points or answer that I should add it. I should mark it accordingly. For example, if I just go to if I go to one employee and ask that how are you feeling today, and he like it's a normal conversation, and then I ask that okay, now do you satisfied with what they are giving? So like just a simple question, what they are giving in terms of wages. So they said okay, 8,000 is less. Then 8,000 is less, it is very intuitive that everyone will say, or 18,000 is less, because wages is something that is always less for anyone. Now but the tone or the like how he is conveying it, it's the point how I should rank him in the scale of 5 or 10, whatever I. So in that way, you actually turned your qualitative discussions into quantity. But you actually have to do your homework first and think these are the topics that I am going to talk about, and these can be the variables that I can mark it around. So here you can also generate, here you can also able to generate data. And apart from that, the best way to get data from an unstructured business, to ask them to fill the data set, or you can just go through them every evening or something, or just call them every evening. Have 4 5 variables, then just ask the approximate number also works. Ask the approximate number to 10 days. And 2 months you can do 60 days, it's enough, I guess. I guess that's answer your question.
Hey Avijit,
I
I actually I'm stunned. I don't know what to say about this presentation. It was so good. We expect this level of work and analysis from big consulting companies like McKinsey, and this analysis was very spot on. I would just like to appreciate it, and I also looked you up on LinkedIn and saw that you are also a member of the Student Placement Council, right?
yes.
So how are you managing all this? That's my question. I don't have the project in this term. That's the only question I want to ask. How are you managing to do all these incredible things?
Now, for that specific thing, I don't have push answers. I'll just, when I sleep, I'll just make a list in my mind, whatever I'm going to do yes tomorrow, and just take an analysis that what I did today. So that's the whole lot of plan. I did not have any fixed routine or schedule anyway. I'll just plan it for daily.
How
Uh,
much time did you spend in for this project daily? Like you said, some you interacted with the businesses for 2 to 3 hours. So that was the interaction part. How much time did you spend on the project itself?
Project itself, on a whole, I would say it's kind of 10 hours a week, 10 hours, 12 hours a week. The major part is actually around the data entering part, because like all the data are so cluttered, like so chaotic, like just not entering, they're finding their data inside their business is also tough, because their diaries are not in place anymore. Like they like so it's like 2 3 hours there, and then thereafter, I guess 10 hours a week.
Like by
Thank you so much, Avijit.
2023, you also had a MSc going on. So you had an MSc, you had a BDM
Yeah,
project, you had a placement.
I have a thesis as well going on that time, because my semester 4 is going. I just manage it. I have no very clear
Excellent.
comment. Yeah, thank you for comments, Ritik. Like I will need to take
As
more push.
any production expands or a factory, if I have, I would love to see
Yeah,
if I
it's
could possibly employ.
expanded by election. It expanded up till March 2024, and then the elections sessions come, so April and May are quite bad, because I am still in contact with the business, and actually
And
the honor.
even the business would want to employ you, right? Or maybe, in some way you can help them expand.
Yep, yeah, but the thing is that he become a very good friend of mine now, so I'll not ask.
I think you should join the company with so much of insights and so much of
Yes.
things. You can become we can become on their board of committee members.
But they still not have any structured inside the business it's still a proprietary only. So I'll actually pitching him if something like good we can establish together.
You can push to VC. VCs they are looking for product companies, especially if Silk Mag hai. They possibly can work with that with the entire setup already.
Yeah.
You can also try your hand at starting a startup. You will be excellent at that.
Sure.
Yes. नहीं
So
collaborate
eh,
करना है तो बताओ I'm open.
yeah, sure, but not now. I have like I think that I should first hands out my experience with the corporate setting, so get more trained over it, and thereafter I will get back to entrepreneurship because but my observation says the startup that are successful either backed with good finances or the owner or the leading person who is leading it have very good or like very fine experience with them. So I'm waiting for that experience.
Good observation.
So,
Any other questions from anybody?
yeah, we have some questions over chat. Can help me.
Hey, hi Abhijit.
Hi, Vishay.
Yeah. So my question is just like how did you like articulate this like every every for example project has a a few things few steps to follow, right? So like how did you like articulate did IIT provide you any sample this capstone projects or
No,
you
the
you do it by
rubrics and
yourself?
I do it by myself. The rubrics are there, I guess, with the general instruction of BDM. So I'm actually very strictly follow, and the rubrics are very tough because my project is very comprehensive, and to fit those all those things in the number of pages and number of words, the project ask is the huge pain, and I'm like literally weeping every time I'm making some submissions because it's anyway going so much longer, so much longer. So like compressing it's a very tough for me. And for the reports I guess there are like for the proposal I guess there is a dummy proposal present in the Google Drive folder that Aditya sir and Ashwin sir shared with us. And apart from that midterms and final report and the viva, they have very clear set of instruction to follow, so you can just follow it and the project will be good enough. And yes, that answer your question, Vishnu.
Yes, thank you. And how can we connect with you? So if we have any doubts or further, because next semester
Yeah,
I might get this BDM projects and all that.
connect with me LinkedIn or just mail me up. I'm like very active over the mail. And few questions are over the chat, I guess. Srishti
There,
asked like, yeah.
there are few questions which I have here. One from Nivedita Chakravarti. She wants to know that how can we convince businesses and shops to share their data with us, which I think you have already mentioned. Data about their profits and losses are confidential, right?
uh, Not confidential in a way, like it's the point of view that you have and the business owner have matters. And the convincing comes the power of convincing comes here. The convincing you just have to justify. Now justify what? Justify two things, like why they're going to share the resource or in terms of data set, and the times they giving to you. Because in as I mentioned earlier, for any business, the or business representative or the owner, only two things matter: the resources they have and the time they have. If you just starting your conversation with these two justifications in a proper manner, then anyone can ready to share any data. For this specific case, this business, actually they are also like even they not have any proper set of data or structured data. Then also they just asking me continuously to quantify the loss that they are like suspecting that from the theft. So I literally convinced them why this theft thing is connected with this whole lot of thing and why I need this whole set of data to actually give you a proper recommendation and suggestion that your business improve. So, so actually that's from even the business owner itself come back to me after a year. Then also it takes literally 1 month to get all those data, like taking all those data apart from whatever concerned with the theft data. You have to convince him, and if they actually at the first time agree, then follow up them, like follow up them, ask them like what is happening with their business, what is like today's sale, like of that.
Thank
Yes,
you,
Andres.
Abhijit. Hope Nivedita has you've received your answer. So, Sundaresh, if you have something to say, please continue. Then I'll go on with the next question.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah.
No, not properly.
Just 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, better
Am I
now.
audible?
Yeah, better
Yeah.
now.
Yes. Thank you for the permission. Good evening, sir. It was a wonderful session, and it's an honor to ask you the question. So my question would be, since I'm a dual degree student, I'm taking multiple courses. I have 4 courses and 4 projects. So the thing is, I'm not really sure what is the limitation that I have to keep for this project. So, given the rubrics and given the problem statement, it seems like I can just keep on going and on, go on and on and on. So, just for the sake of completing the project, what is the limitation that we have to keep, or what is the extent till which we can take this up to?
Now, for the extent, Sundaresh, first I will explain answer the extension part. You can go to the extent up to it's impacting the business at its core. So it can be any business problem, any objective you have. The limitation is that uh, limit yourself to few objectives, not target the entire business if it is not that much required. In my case, it is required to analyze the whole business, because if it is not there, then business might not be there, and there is no meaning doing the project. So I just suggest limit yourself to few objectives, and in terms of report submissions and all, make the proposal and draft the midterm and final together. Actually, uh, I also did that. I draft the midterm and final together because though both the reports are nearly correlated, but proposal needs to be like you just draft the proposal, take 1 month of gap. In that gap, analyze all the data set or collect all the data set, draft the reports. If you like have the if you like have this confirmation from the business owner that you are going to get some structured data sets, then only then 1 month gap is sufficient. And if the data set is structured to now one point that I want to mention, that the materials that I refer to know about the methodology, which methodology is suited for what thing. So first, the supply chain book that is like suggested by Aspin sir, and it is also mentioned in the project guideline itself. It's a very good book. And apart from that, you can take help of GPT, that you have this set of variables and your problem statement is this. And to suggest me 10 methods that I can implement using machine learning or statics or whatever or graphs. Now, then you can like limit yourself very much in terms of exploration of knowledge. And if you not find there any satisfactory answer, then you can again go back to the Google search or some book or referred materials. So that's how it's worked, I guess.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the comprehensive answer.
Yeah,
I'll just ask one small sub question as a continuation, if I get the permission. Uh,
Yeah, sure.
sure.
Thank you, thank you. So, it is that the company that I am approaching right now seems to be a manufacturing company. So, in order to improve their sales, what apparently seems to me is that I have to understand their product, what is the material that they are using, what are the dimensions, and how it impacts their functionality. So, if I dwell more into that, then I will be able to improve the sales. But the problem is, if I dwell more into that, then it goes to material science and not data science. So how do I manage that, sir?
It's a very nice question. That data science is just a tool and it's only implement over some. domain. Even in my case, I have very little understanding about the textile thing, so it's not that side as well. So for that, what I wanted you to do, if you are interacting with the business and business is like ready to share the data, then they must have some specialists who are actually looking over this part. If they have, then just go and talk to them and understand the functionalities or the materials they are using for manufacturing, and then come back home and refer some good materials or use chat gpt for knowledge gather, and like cross reference it with some good material. That's how you can do, like if you're going to learn the whole data whole material science, that and then it may take years. But if you are just restricting yourself to know the limited stuff of material science that your business or your like organization or the business you are working with address, then sort it. You will take you can do it in a 15 days or 20. So limit your knowledge there, focus over the materials that are actually getting utilized in the product making by the business you are like currently uh, working with. And it's
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir. Thank you, sir.
Sandesh,
I
for the
would love to
question.
connect with you as well, sir, later. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
uh,
So thank you, Sundaresh, for that question, and it was beautifully answered by Abhijit. So the last question that we have is from Adarsham. He's asking that I found a business owner. He has data stored in his computer. He does not know how to extract the data from his software. What do I do as I can't physically interact with him as of now?
First get to know what software they have, and then very simple answer like the very standard answer, but go to YouTube, search about that software if it is available there, or go to the documentation or documentation part of the software, which I think may be available over the internet, and check how to extract data from there only, get the knowledge. Then again, ask the owner to come over a meet. Then you can direct and get the.
Okay, hope that answers Adarsham. If anybody has any further questions, they can anytime contact Abhijit or Kartikayan. Now, how do I end it? It's I'm just awestruck with the kind of work that Kartikayan and Abhijit has just explained. Like the amount of work done by them is like just outstanding. Specifically, Abhijit, the secret tracking and everything actually shows the level of dedication that you have. The theft of 7 lakh to be actually being at 70 plus lakhs was again something that actually mesmerized me. And the survey that you conducted, the most important part was that he conducted the survey individually and not through a form. So that also shows the level of dedication. Like I wish I had known these parameters when I was doing my BDM project. So I don't know, I'm just awestruck with the kind of work they have done. So I hope everyone present here had a similar experience like me. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and thank you, Kartikeyan and Abhijit, for explaining your projects so nicely.
Thank you, Maman
Uh,
sir, for the session. I would love to have more such sessions with Abhijit sir because he has given such a comprehensive explanation. And I would love to see his work more as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sandesh.
thank you, Afrin, for hosting the session, and all the members of Student Placement Council and my three fellow mates. And just thank you for all the batchmates and friends being in the session. I will love to help whenever you guys need. Just like drop a mail or like.
Now you're going to actually get lots of text and messages from people doing their BDM projects for sure. And trust me, people, being a friend of Abhijit, I can tell you he even if he is at the worst of his time, he is going to help you out. So please reach out to him and load him with work which he wants to do. So thank you so
Yeah,
much. Uh,